So I'm currently standing in the crawl space of my 5-story multi-generational passive ICF house that I've been DIY building and actually building most of it on my own. I say crawl space and standing because, as you can see, yeah, it's only about 6'2", but I'm under 6 feet, so works for me, works for my family. So the other thing you can probably see, let's look over here. You can see I don't have any windows up in my ICF walls yet, and yeah, you probably can't see it, but I do have all 48 feet. I've been able to fill the concrete, all 48 feet, all 5 stories are now done the shell. Still need to get that roof on. But I thought it might be interesting for anyone who's interested in how effective are the ICF walls at actually retaining heat and keeping things quote unquote warm. Well, this house isn't finished. This is the door that leads into my 16-foot tall room that's underneath the garage. It's 20 feet by 24 feet. It's the only room that actually is completed. I don't know if I'd call it completed. This is my door. It's a 2-inch piece of foam. So the only thing that there's obviously no sun that ever sees the inside of this room. And the only source of heat is what I get from the earth. Just to give you some ideas in terms of how cold it has been. So, well, you can see my breath. So you know how cold it is. Let's see, right now it says on my watch, it's like a balmy, I forgot to put in my coat on my watch, so I can't tell you what it is. But my guess is it's about 32. You can see my breath. But over the last 2 weeks, it's been cold. It's been downright frigid. I mean, daytime temperatures in the low 30s. Nighttime temperatures got down to all the way to 0 degrees. And so I have, inside of here, I have a radon detector. And then it also measures humidity, VOC, radon, the temperature, and air pressure too, I think. Anyways, the two things that I'm interested in is one, measuring the radon, because I need to know how big of an issue it's going to be before I install the concrete floor down here in the crawl space. And then I'm also interested in knowing what the temperature is. And so I have been monitoring it over the last 2 weeks with all of those temperature differences. It has stayed a consistent. The lowest that I got was 39 degrees. So that's pretty exciting. Because when it's 0 degrees and it's 40 degrees inside here, that's a 40-degree delta, which is pretty impressive considering the fact that there is the only source of heat is a passive heat. So my ICF walls, I've got 8 inches of concrete. Inside this buck is 8 inches of concrete, 2.5 inches of foam on one side, 2.5 inches of foam on the other side. I'm at 13 feet below grade down here, and so the Earth's temperature in the area that I live in is 52 degrees, so I'm getting that heat from the Earth, but I'm getting nothing from the sun, and obviously the rest of the house is not finished. So let's go in and see what just my regular thermometer says is the temperature right now. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me get it. Well, I can see it. You'll have to trust me. It says 39.7. So 39.7 degrees inside. I don't know if you can see the rest of it. So if you're interested in how this room is built, I have some other videos. The reason why those I-joists are still up there is because that's actually what I used to keep the foam panels in place while I was pouring the concrete floor for the garage floor. The only thing that is keeping my garage floor and keeping the cars, eventually the cars, from falling down into this room is rebar, concrete, and 12-inch foam panels. So pretty amazing what they can do with engineering these days. But before the concrete sets up, you obviously have to have something to keep those foam panels from collapsing, the concrete from collapsing. And so what I used was I-joist, 12 inches on center, spanning that 20 feet, and it worked great. I did belt and suspenders. I did have some bracing walls underneath, but when I took those out, they actually didn't have any pressure on them. Although I'd recommend that you still do it anyway. But anyways, so hopefully this video is interesting to anyone who is interested in just how effective is it to spend the extra money on the 8 inches of concrete, the foam on the inside, foam on the outside, especially down in a basement crawl space area that is completely unheated besides what I'm getting from the earth. So be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.